So yesterday's class we discussed like how to work with images in Bootstrap and then like tables in Bootstrap. So how they are created. So different properties related to tables and buttons, cards, some important things we discussed there. Now let's see how to work with the forms in Bootstrap. So what we'll do here is just we'll take a sample template and we'll modify it like that. First, let's see how the form looks like. So coming to Bootstrap it provides two type of forms. One is a stacked form. Second one is an inline form. One is a stacked form. Second one is an inline form. Stacked form means the elements in that form they are arranged like a stack. Arranged like a stack means what? They are arranged on the top of one another. Okay, like how you can see the coins available on a stand in a bank like that, they are arranged on top one after the other. Inline form means the components they are displayed side by side. So by default, if we don't specify anything, we will have these stacked form effect here like this. This is what exactly stack. First we have some label, followed by text box, followed by label, followed by password element, submit button, like. So they are placed line by line. Of course, here we are not using any processing there. So that's why no action attribute required. Just we are taking the form tag. So here, when we take, like suppose I will write here, uh, we can modify as per our requirement, like username. Username will ask the user input type equal to text. Enter username. So per attribute, label for equal to, generally what is the purpose of for? It is used to link to a particular link text element. So label for equal to username, we are linking this table to an input element whose name is uname, some name we have given. Then we will ask the user like enter password and then some submit button. So like that the form looks like. So how the form is designed using Bootstrap? So first we'll take some div element here. div class equal to form group. Form group means you are grouping a set of form elements. So what are those form elements? This label and this input element, both we are grouping under one. And this label like enter password, this input element, we are grouping them. So that's why they'll be using the class called form group. Of course, if you don't use that class, there is no difference in the output. But when you group like that, so it indicates the bootstrap that you are grouping these elements. All these elements you are grouping there like. So here we are first creating a label for equal to username. Some name ID you can give, username, some text to print. And input type equal to text. Any input elements are there, like we can use a class called form control. This indicates that it is one of the elements of form. So what are form controls? Input elements, text areas, drop down lists, radio buttons, checkboxes. All these we call them form controls. So here we are using a class called form control. Placeholder, some ID that was given here, like. Similarly, one more div element given, password, and then a submit button. So button type equal to submit. So here we are using the class button primer. Now, here, particularly if we don't specify anything, class equals to, by default, it will have the class called form, where the elements appear like this. Instead of that, we have one more class provided, that is form inline. So when we use this class form inline, now the elements will appear like this. So inline means in the same line, they will be displayed side by side like this. But for better appearance, what we are doing? So just we are using the default class, that is form. So the stacked form appearance it will. And here, placeholder, that's what you are writing inside the text. Forms in HTML we did, placeholder, you are writing. So whatever the message you want to prompt for the user, you can call it placeholder. Now, the next thing here is, actually forms here when we take, they will take stacked form means 100% width. 100% width they will take. But when we take button here, button is not created under from group or div or something. So that's why it is appearing just a small button. And if I want to have this button also occupy complete screen width. Then what we can do? Just we can use a property here, that is button block. So when we use the property button block, then we have the button like this. Similarly, if I want to have a reset button, okay. Now I want to have a reset button. Just I'll use the property reset button block. Just I will use the class here, that is a danger. So that now button can have the thing here. Instead of submit, I can use like cancel. So that we can have the submit button, cancel button. Suppose my requirement is that I don't want to have this block level elements, then you can remove the property button block. Just you can remove the property button block. So that just the buttons will appear like this. It is up to us how to use the properties. It is up to us. We can write. Otherwise, still what you can do? You can use a div element like div class equals to row you can take, and inside you can take one more div element. Grid system you can use it. one more div element. So class equal to column MD.
అది నేనేం చేయను సార్.
ఇప్పుడు వచ్చింది.
స్క్రీన్ పెట్టుకోండి సార్ వేసి. ఊళ్ళో సార్.
మరి కూల్ ఉన్న ఆఫీస్ అయిపోతేనే మళ్ళీ బయటికి వెళ్ళాలి కదా, అవసరమా? So like this we can do here. So what I will do, just I will move this inside the first column. Okay. Next is similarly what I will do. I'll take one more div element. Inside this div element, just you can move it. And if you want to divide like that, then you can use. Then we can move it like this. So that now when you see like that, they are submit button, reset button. So it is up to us how we want to present the data. It is up to us. We can present in that style. Now, so in this way, we can create the forms there. We can implement them. Just you can enter some data, username, enter some password, submit button. No page available, so it is reloading. Cancel button. Whatever we want, we can create it. Now, here we'll be using one more library or Bootstrap. So whatever they are used to present text, images, tables like that. Suppose, let's see some website here. Any website you take, like so here on the top, you can see you have some icons available, a search icon, and you have another icon like this. And this is the previous, and next you have some icons provided. So I want to have some icons on my page. I want to have some icons on my page. So for that, we can use one more library here, that is Font Awesome. Particularly this library, what is the main advantage is, so if we want to have any icons in our page, so we can use this. Now let's see here, some vehicle related symbols of different sizes. Different sizes means you can use the font size property or something. Some list related icons. List related with the spinner, you can see the second one. A checkbox and something like restricted icons. Icons which have some borders like this, some codes that are provided. So animated icons, icons with a different type of animations. Like that, plenty of icons they are provided here like this. Plenty of icons they are provided here like this. You can see you have the list of options. When you say icons brand, brand means what? Different company related. Amazon, Android, Bitcoin, Apple. So different companies and their related icons there. PayPal, like Bluetooth, different things. And if we say icons chart, so you just design it. You can use some Photoshop or something or Corel Draw. You can create your icon like. You have to know graphic designing for that. Otherwise, you can do it in Paint also, but it will not look that much effective. So it will be better if you are using Photoshop or some other things. Animated icons also you can create. Currency related symbols. You see Bitcoins, Chinese yuan, dollar symbol, euro symbol, pound, Indian rupees, Japanese yen. So if these type of symbols, if you want to use, you can use. Like how to, now let's see. Just they will provide the CDN here. Just provide the CDN, the link they will provide. Just copy and paste in your code. Already we have Bootstrap CDNs provided there. Along with that, now what I can do, I can paste this font awesome library, that CDN. So now what I will do, see here, this submit button. You can use these icons using italic tag, or we can use the icons using span tag. Both tags we can use. Suppose here I will be using the italics tag here. I I will use a class here, class equal to font awesome. So they will come with the text called FA. FA means font awesome. Then whatever the text you want to have, you can write there. I will write FA save. FA save is the icon here. Now you can see that particular icon is displayed. Save button. Similarly, I want to have a reset icon. So before this cancel button, that is before this text, I will use the italic tag again. And then class equal to FA. We can write like FA retweet. That's the icon. So that when we run, you can have that retweet, reset icon provided like. So in our forms, if you want to have any icons there, just we can use the font awesome library. Using this, we can create it. So that's what we can. Even now you can see, just for example, suppose that I will take some table tag. I'll take some table tag and then I will create some rows here like tr, th, empid. Next I'll write here emp name. So salary. Some text I will take. Now I'll create a set of records here. So th, I'll take like 101. So here data is not important. You can take any data there, no problem. Just I'll take only 2 records here. Just like this. Okay, the table was printed. If you want to display the table neatly, so what classes we can use? Class equals to table. So you can have 100% width there. We can use all properties then, like table bordered, so table stripped. So whatever the properties you want, you can use there. Like so first row of the table, because they are having headings. Of course, if I want to have the text aligned center, text center property we can use. Now first row, what we can do here. So let's say tr class equal to bg tar text light. So that now we can have the heading row like this. Now, suppose that we have a set of records available. Suppose I want to modify this data or I want to delete any record dynamical. So for that, generally what they will do, they will take some heading here like update, and they will take some heading here like delete. Inside what they will do, they will create some buttons like th. So what they will write inside? So button some text they will write class equal to button. Edit means something you can take like button success. Some class we can use. So here you can write some text called update. Similarly, one more th tag. I want to delete it. So button danger something I can write. Just I'll have the caption called delete. Now these two cells I will add to each and every row there. Just refresh. Now you can have the update delete buttons like this. But instead of this update and delete buttons, what we can do? Just we can write something like here. Just we can write something like here. What is that? Now let's see. So here also we can use a font awesome library. I will take an anchor tag here. Of course, right now we are not doing any process. Inside this anchor tag, so class equal to, in font awesome library, they have provided a class called edit. They have provided a class called edit. Similarly, this row will take one more anchor tag here, hash. And then I'll take one more class, class equal to fa. There is a class called trash. Now see here, refresh the page. So you can have the things like this. Instead of text, we can use the icons. Instead of text, we can use the icons there. Of course. That's what. Plenty of libraries are there that makes our page more look and feel more attractive. You have like this, icons. So when you click on it, some form is loaded where you can modify the data. When you click on this trash button, so what happens? The record where it was selected, the current record is deleted. Like that, this font awesome library, it will provide a set of icons using which we can modify the things like this. Now you go through your web pages, the college website. Now you can add all the bootstrap things there, headers, navbars. So you can add headers, images, you can add the styles there. In the contact us page where we have created a form, there you can add the form there. Many things you can do now like this. So how to create forms in Bootstrap and what exactly is this font awesome library? Just we can implement like this is the procedure. Okay, I told you client side scripting. So designing the form is important. At the same time, validations. For any project when you take, validations are very important. For any project we take, validations are very important. So like what are that? Now let's see here. Let's see, I'll show you how to perform validations using Bootstrap. When you can remove them. Okay. Now we have a form like this. So now what I will do? This form tag, I will use a class that is was validated. So your form data is submitted only when the validations are performed. Otherwise, it's not going to do that. So that's what they have provided a class was validated, which we can use to check whether validations are done or not. Now what I will do, just see here. Here username we are asking. This username, I'll use a property required. Means input is mandatory. So what we'll do? We'll use the property required. I discussed everything in HTML. Okay now. So required property we have. So that now you can see inside something has changed. Inside something has changed. Now when I start entering some input, then you can see it is having that tick symbol. Otherwise, it is showing that this data is invalid. Like so here also red color box. When I type some text, now it was converted to green color because the validations are performed. The tick symbol you can use. Now, in this, what we can do is like suppose you take username. There is a class provided that is div class equal to what we can say valid feedback. Means if your data is valid, what to do? Similarly, they have provided one more class that is invalid feedback. So if the input is valid, what if you are busy in mobile, I can't do anything. No need to attend classes. That's what I am telling. Hmm? So valid feedback, invalid feedback here. Valid means what? Like suppose I will write here, like username is valid. Here required property is there. I'll write username is mandatory. Similarly, for password also I will write the same. For password also I will write the same. What is that? Valid feedback. Just I can write like password is valid. Otherwise, password is mandatory. Just refresh the page. Now you can have the text there. So because the input says the conditions are not satisfied, so what it is showing invalid feedback, that red color text. Once I start entering the data, now it is showing username is valid. Username is valid. Here also password is mandatory. Once I type a letter, password is valid. That validations also it can say. Even what I can do, I will write something like min length equals to 4. Max length equals to 15 I will give. For password, min length equals to 8. Some 30 I will give. So that refresh the page. And here also I can give something like length like this I'll write. Here, now this is what it is showing. Username must be 4 to 10 characters in length. So if the input is valid, what to print? If the input is invalid, what to print? Now you can see password must be 8 to 30 characters like this. Now let's see enter username. 1, still red, 2, 3, 4. Now it was changed. Now it was changing like it's valid. Similarly, password 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is showing that password is valid. So this is what exactly we can do validations. Now suppose one more requirement I have. I want to ask the user to enter age. Age must be 18 to 50. The age must be 18 to 50. So how to write it? Ask the user for age. Age must be 18 to 50. Hmm? What to do? Husband, class equal to form group. Next, we'll take label tag for equal to age as a user age. Next is some input element number. So no name required here. ID we will give age. Next class equals to form control. Next placeholder enter age. Next what? So min equals to 18, max 35, something I'll give required. Now, when we run, it will appear like this. Next day, we will take the div element. Class equals to valid feedback. Just we can write here, age is valid. Otherwise, I'll write div class equals to invalid feedback. Age must be in between. That's it, you can write. So that when we run, enter age, suppose I entered 1. When I entered 8, okay, 9, age is valid. Again, if I say 191, Again, it will show that. So if the given conditions are satisfied, so that border will change. At the same time, we can change the text or label to be displayed like this. If it is invalid, then corresponding error message we can display like this. So designing the forms is important. Designing the forms is important. Validations are also very important here because without validations, the application is useless. So one of the most important thing we have to do is how to apply validations. Simple. That's what the advantage here. If you want to implement all these things using CSS, plenty of lines of code you have to use it. But with the frameworks like Bootstrap, the code has become so easier and faster. So you can build like this. Any type of content we can present. So Bootstrap actually it contains these things. So this is the tag which makes our Bootstrap responsive web page. And these are the 4 Bootstrap libraries we are using. One is Bootstrap CSS file, second one jQuery, third one Popper.js, fourth one Bootstrap JS file. If you want to have font awesome in your page, then you can use the font awesome libraries also so that you can add icons onto your page and you can make it effective. So this is the way we can work with Bootstrap here like this. Now suppose if I want to go with others, like so we have plenty of frameworks available, like to make the designing done. So Bootstrap is there, jQuery UI is there, Bulma, Semantic UI is there. So Tailwind CSS, number of front-end frameworks available. Suppose I want to work with jQuery, nothing there. The simple thing is just a browser. You can learn on your own everything. So just to go to jQuery UI. Okay, you can click on this. But of course, nowadays they are not that much using there. So you can see jQuery CDN download or you can work with. So what are the things provided? Now let's see. Suppose there is something called date picker. So you can see what are the different options provided. Date picker. Now they have provided some sample code. So when I click on it, what happened? The date picker tool has been displayed. Date pickers. In this date picker, so you have some animation. Suppose when I click, just I will show like this. It is having some animations like slide down. So when we click on it, it will be slided down. Suppose if I like blog, that's a blind there. Next you can have like bounce. So it will have the effect like that, bounce effect. So that's what. I want to create menus. So how to work with menus? Menus with icons, they will show even with examples. Just when you scroll down, you will see the option view source. You will see the option view source. Just copy the code and you can modify as per your requirement. Simple. If you know one framework, working with other frameworks is very easy for us. Working with other frameworks is very easy for us. Like for example, here you have accordion. Okay, now you can see accordion there, section 1, section 2. So when I click on that, that text is opened like. Actually, the text is hidden, but when we click on the text, then the content will be loaded. We call them accordions. Auto-complete options, buttons. So plenty of ways how we can. A normal button, a submit button, button an anchor tag created as button. Yesterday we have written submit button, anchor tag like that. In CSS, how they are generated. Like now, suppose I want to go with semantic UI. Semantic UI. This is also one of the popular, particularly you can see for React.js they have introduced. Particularly for React.js. jQuery, the advantage is jQuery you can have animations, effects, and everything. That's why when we see here in the Bootstrap library, when we see here Bootstrap is using the jQuery also. Because it is using jQuery, some animations can be used there. Now, Semantic UI, this is the official website, semanticui.com. So this is one more front-end library. Just to say get started. When you say get started, in the left side, we can see different things related to this semantic UI. Like integrations, build tools, what are the different things we can use? Themes and layouts they are providing. And you have like reset the sites like this. Now you can see the elements. Suppose I want to work with elements. Okay, just have clicked on the button. When I click on button, you can see showing different type of buttons here. A download button with some color, a button called themes. You can see icons, buttons as icons. Even you are having some captions there. So a standard button, how it is created. Now you can see how that button was created. You just click on here. It will show the source code. Button class equal to UI button. So what they are using in Bootstrap, we are using button class equal to BTN. So BTN primary, BTN secondary, BTN large, BTN small, BTN block, different properties we are using. So this is what the class provided by semantic UI. Now you can see button focusable. So what is this focusable button? What are the classes provided? So emphasis with some colors there, how to provide. Animated buttons. Now you can see when I am moving the mouse pointer, some text is getting animated. Okay. Actually, there is some text. When we move the mouse pointer, you are getting some icon. Here icon, when we are using, you are getting. You can see plenty of front-end libraries. Really, if we are interested, so just we can go through them. So what are the different classes they have provided? Nothing to do. Just to copy it. Just to copy and paste and you can modify. You can see what are the classes they have given. What are the classes they have given? Div class equals to UI animated fade button. 4 classes. Div class equals to visible means when you load the page, this text is visible. Sign up for a pro account. And then div class equals to hidden. This text is hidden. Actually, this text is visible, but this text is hidden. So now when we see, actually you are seeing what? Sign up for a pro account. When I move the mouse pointer and you are getting that hidden text. The visible will become hidden, hidden will become visible. How it was possible? Because of that animated property. So how to show that? You can see vertical. Actually here it is printing like this. If I say vertical, even how the animation should be presented, they are showing there. So that is what plenty of things just here we can learn. You can see in Bootstrap we have used it. What are these classes? Button outline, outline buttons, button outline primary, button outline secondary, just like that we have created. The same things they have provided, outline buttons with the different colors. They are having, so everything it will have what we can say typography will be there. Everything will have its own styles, colors. So like buttons, labels, icons. So what we can do. So if you want to know anything, just you can find here. Just whatever we want, we can add, we can say. Suppose, see, I want to create a form in semantic UI. Just what I will type, form in semantic UI. Okay, just go for form. Just go for form. Even they are showing 4 themes available, download. Which one you want? So this is one sample form. You can see a form they have created, first name, last name, a button. But you don't have that much bootstrap style there. So when you click on this icon, so you will get the source code. So how the form was created. You can see the source code there. Copy and paste it, you can modify. You can see shipping information. So how to create the form. So plenty of options you can have. So just copy and paste the code, you can use it. So like that, it has provided number of frameworks for us. It's not that you must learn everything. It's not that you must learn everything. The concept is, if you have the idea of one framework, so learning other frameworks will be easy for us. So some client may ask, I want to use semantic UI. Some client may ask, I want to use jQuery. Some person may ask Bootstrap. What is the thing is how you have to use that code. For everything, classes available, built-in code available. Just copy and paste it and modify as per your requirements. No need to remember all these things. Let's see, you have this Tailwind CSS. Rapidly build modern websites without ever leaving your HTML. Okay, what is this Tailwind CSS? So just they will write like this. And how to work with Tailwind CSS? You can go for docs or you can go for components, different components what are available. Components means that's what, like you can see, they may be buttons or text input elements or something like newsletter boxes. So see there, different type of components, how to work. Even they will provide sample templates also. They'll provide sample templates for designing the page. Like here we have e-commerce. E-commerce related different templates. Suppose here we have like category filters available. So how to use category filter in a web page? Okay, how to use category filter in a web page? Now you can see new arrivals. So color wise, category wise, size, they are providing the options. If you want to see the code, you can use the sort option also. Most popular, best rating, newest, low to high, high to low. Every day we see this. If you want to get that, just select here code. They will provide the code there. Just copy and paste the code, and wherever you want changes, you have to change. That's so it's very easy. The only thing is how to search for the required thing. That's the only thing. Once you find the source, then everything is nothing. That's why designing is always easier. Working with HTML or CSS or Bootstrap, working with this is always easier. Programming means not like that. So we have to work with the logics. According to the user inputs, whatever the input entered by the user, accordingly we have to write the logic. So that style of coding will change. Hmm? So these are the things we have discussed it till now, like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, front-end related, how to reset. But whatever the pages that are designed with HTML, CSS, or Bootstrap, They are used to create static web pages. Static web pages means we can see the data, but whatever the data available on the page, we cannot process it. Whatever the data available on the page, we cannot process. Suppose I want to make the web page dynamic, means whenever the user creates the web page, that web page, whether it is a form or whatever it is, I want to process the contents on the page. So how to process the contents on the web page? The very important programming language in web related applications, JavaScript. We'll start JavaScript from the Monday session. So web means very, very, very important language. Why? Because even if you want to perform validations, if you want to work with front-end libraries, React, Angular, or whatever it is, you must have the knowledge of JavaScript. So very important it is. What is JavaScript? How to work with JavaScript? Everything will start from Monday session.